Hi, Helena. How are you again?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you, Janet?
So, can you talk about the challenges of portraying Princess Margaret and what kind of research you did for this role?
I did everything I could um, lay my hands on, and I met as many people as I could, and definitely for season 4 because I'd done season 3, so it was a whole new set of years. And also, there's something that when you play somebody, even though she's so constantly fun because there's a lot to her, sometimes you can rest on your laurels and end up playing the same notes. So I needed some new oxygen, so I met some new friends, and I sort of feel like I've had to be. Oh, well, and Glenn Connor, she's been public about it, and Tennant. But I'm so indebted to all the friends who gave me nuggets and little bits, and even if it's not necessarily up there, literally, it gives me all the gave me the confidence. It's always good to have a secret almost as a performer, so all of that helped me to have the gall to, play her.
So, I'm from the Philippines, so it was very interesting to see you and hear you in the scene where Princess Margaret was regaling the royal
Oh,
family
yes.
with an
Yeah.
anecdote about Imelda Marcos and her shoe collection.
Yes.
How much did you know about Imelda's collection of thousands of shoes?
I mean, it's pretty well known, isn't it? I mean, she was an amazing, I don't know where it came from. What does it mean to want to collect so many shoes? What was that about? But she genuinely, the real Margaret really did meet the real Imelda too.
In 1980.
Yeah. No, I mean, she was an extraordinary woman.
So were you familiar with Imelda's collection?
Yes, I was familiar with the shoes. I wasn't familiar with the aquarium. I think there was a story, but I don't know how much they cut. But she had a huge aquarium, I think. But yes. I mean, Margaret had a few shoes herself, but not that many. And she also had a budget. She wasn't, didn't have unbounded wealth to spend.
So have you ever met Princess Margaret, and what were your impressions about her?
I did meet her. I met her when I was very little. My uncle knew her socially. And then I met her probably in my 30s as an actor. She's actually said to me, "Oh, Bonham, yes, Helena, yes, you are getting better at acting, aren't you?" And I thought that was so fantastically patronizing. And she's very small, tiny, much smaller than me. And I felt she wasn't immediately warm at all, but sad. There was a huge sadness, but she was drinking, so I think drink can just cloak one. You can disguise whoever you are, which is probably the point of it. So I've gotten to know her since, which is quite a funny way of doing a relationship. But I feel I have a relationship with her.
And doing this show, what did you learn about the royal family? What do you admire most about them?
I think it's so immensely boring, and it's such a lack of freedom, of personal freedom, and I admire their ability to stick at it without their soul dying and their spirit dying. I would never ever sign up to such a thing, but they didn't have the choice. Well, Margaret doesn't, and the Queen doesn't. So their sense of duty, and I think, and their stamina, a huge amount of stamina. But I really, really think it's a massive sacrifice, the lack of freedom. Yeah. Even also just to wear what you're wearing. It's not an expression of what you are. I remember before, getting involved in this, I always thought, why don't they just change up their hair? I mean, it's so lacking imagination, And now, having done The Crown, I realize that, of course, they have to be. They're not allowed to change up their hair. That silhouette is them. They have to be an icon. They have to be recognizable. And even Margaret was so small that she had her car, you know, raised, the seat of her car raised, so that she would be visible in the car. And their job was to be seen. So, you know, that was another tip on how to be royal, is just go slow as you can, because your job from, for instance, if you're opening something, to get from the car to the entrance, you have to take as much time as you can, because people are there to see you, and that is your job. So all those things were fascinating. You hadn't really thought about it. We look and stare at these great big famous people, but we never really stop to think what it's like to be inside them.
Thank you very much, Helena.
You're very welcome.
See you later.
See you later.